Hello, everybody, and welcome to a short review of Plantabi, Little Garden. So I've played it for about 2 hours, and it took me about 2 hours to receive all of the uh, achievements in the game. Probably a little bit less, maybe like closer to like an hour and 45 minutes. But essentially, the idea of the game is you are growing plants, you are selling plants, and you're decorating your room as you see fit. Most of my plants are, they've got boosters going right now, so they just kind of automatically are water and fed, so I don't really have to worry about it. It's a very hands off, and I only have to focus on the plants that I'm growing to sell. I know that these plants are sitting on the wall. It's just because I haven't unlocked something that I feel is appropriate to put them on there. Uh, So they're just floating up there because I don't really have a lot of places to put them. Anyway, so the big thing is you get a message that says a client is looking for certain types of plants. So in this case, aloe vera and the watermelon. You just come in here, you buy it, and I'll go over these momentarily a little bit more to kind of go over it. All right. So the way this works, right, I just need level 3 for both of these 3 hearts. I'm running at 5x speed because I feel like that makes it go a lot faster. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this process. We'll get these to level 3 hearts, or 3 hearts. I don't know if level is the right word, but we'll get these to 3 hearts. I will sell them. You'll see what happens. That'll explain that, and then I'm going to put it down to... I'm not going to buy any more plants, and I'll just go over the different things you can buy and my overall thoughts of the game. Like I said, I'm going to keep it relatively short because the game is rather hands-off once you kind of get into it and get started. And until then, it's pretty much this. You cycle between the plants you are growing, and you feed and water them as required. You can use some various upgrades to, make that process take less time, meaning like you don't have to feed them as often, or you don't have to water them ever because you have unlimited water. And I use that for the vast majority of my plants, but not for the ones that I'm getting ready to sell. It just doesn't really make a lot of sense because I can finish it pretty quick. And the thing is, you have to sell them at the heart level that the person has requested. These people aren't paying for stuff that they didn't ask for. They're very specific. So if they say they want a 3 aloe vera and a 3 watermelon folius, that's what they need. Otherwise, you'll sell the plant and get, not get like a reward for completing that order. You can plan ahead if you want to try to be, I guess, ahead of the game and be like, well, you know what? Maybe it's going to be this plant, maybe it's going to be that plant. And then you can kind of cut back on how long it takes to complete orders because you've already got plants growing in the background. However, you never really know what people are going to ask for. There was one time, like 4 orders in a row, all I had was the watermelon folius. That's all they wanted. So, anyway, but as you do that, you're gonna get like an extra bit of cash, and then some new items are unlocked. The new items are pretty cool. The problem is, we just don't have a lot of room. So anyway, so now that's that. Again, more orders come in. I'm not gonna put in at the moment because you've already seen how that works, and I'm just gonna kind of go over the rest of the stuff. So we have this big kind of area where we can buy all of our plants, which I think is really well done. I haven't unlocked whatever this is. I don't know if that's going to be plants. I'm assuming it's going to be some kind of plants, but I don't know what it is. After 2 hours of play, it still hasn't unlocked, so I really don't know how many more things I have to sell to get there. You also have plants, or I'm not plants, you have pots, and more pots. And the pots are used specifically for propagation. I do wish this was something that you could do when you buy a plant. I wish that, if I wanted to buy a plant, I would come here and be like, let me buy this plant. and let me just, do whatever. Let me just buy a pot. Because when you come here and you look at your stuff, right, um, you can come and always just change out the pot if you want, and that's kind of cool. But I wish you could just do it automatically. But it's just like a minor kind of complaint. It's not a big deal. The pots are also used for a barrel pot here for propagation, which I'll go over. And then we got a bunch of different things that we can buy and place into our room for stuff. And if you look at the trailer for the game page or the different pictures, like there's some pretty nice rooms. People there's a picture of like a kitchen, there's like an office almost. There are people that are going to design stuff way better than I am. My focus was plants. I want to get rich, so I want to make a lot of plants. So that means there's just not a lot of room for other stuff. I did what I could with what I had, but some of the things are, they're additions. They're items that we can add, but they don't really add much of anything. So all of these things are cool to add to just kind of give you some additional stuff to look at in your little plant room. But there's not really much purpose for it. Aside for the lights are something that you can use. I'll grab a light so we can kind of show off that. But overall, I don't know. I don't really necessarily say there's a whole lot of point in buying much of any of these things outside of whatever you want for whatever reason you might want to get it. But here's just a general look at the stuff that you can buy. Then we also have these upgrades that happen. Inventory size. I'm not really sure why we have that, because in the 2 hours that I played, I almost never needed inventory space whatsoever. Unlimited water, super useful. Unlimited nutrients, super useful. I use it for like all my stuff. Longer nutrients time, don't even bother with it, honestly. Just save up to the unlimited nutrients. And double gold is kind of useful, but once you get enough plants, you're generating money at a fast enough time that it doesn't matter. If you combine it with lesser gold time, it's beneficial, I would say. But overall, the stuff that you can buy, I think it's pretty cool. It all unlocks at a pretty decent pace, which is nice. And I kind of really like that. So propagation, which if you don't know, that's like where you take part of a plant and then you essentially grow it in another pot. It's harder than it sounds, I guess. I don't know. I'm just not very good at it. One of my little dudes here, and he brought me one of my flowers that apparently did not work. So this little alien dude will show up and he'll be like, "Oh, hey, can I have a plant?" You can give him a plant that is mature, and then he will take it to his planet and I have 2 waters. It doesn't make any sense. He will take it to his planet and, see if he can mix it with his plants and grow something cool. And sometimes they come back with a new plant that's kind of cool, and sometimes they come back with something that's just the same one. So like and anything that comes back will be called space, whatever. So it's the same plant name, it's just called space before it. I find that they make a little bit more money over time, kind of, but not really. I don't know that there's like a super good reason to do it. I've never had an order for them, and so I still do it, but it doesn't really feel like it has much of a value. Anyway, so to propagate, we'll do that. So all you have to do is you just drag a pot over, you choose it, you start, and it cuts it down to half, and then voila, we have a plant that we can now sell if we wanted to. I have so much money that I'm not going to bother with manually taking care of this plant, so I'll just do that. But anyway, I could come over here and change some things if I wanted to. I would like to put on a lamp. Just put this lamp here, I guess. Make it nighttime. Alright, well, I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like there's something that you have to do specifically to get the lamps to work properly. And I haven't really figured it out. I think I've only done it, like, a few times. And this dude is back, and he wants some more plants. This is kind of how it goes. You can tell him no if you don't have anything ready or if you don't want to, but I find it's always beneficial to say, yep, just hold on. Then we just do this. We take a plant and throw it in there, and he goes on his way. And there you go. That's the game. It's super simple to get into and pick up. Once you kind of get everything going, if you wanted to, you could just kind of leave it up in the background and just listen to the chill vibes and just enjoy. It is good. It is very good for people who are looking for the kind of game that is just chill with relaxed vibes. Has really nice, artwork, and has a ton of unlockables. So I definitely recommend this. I think you'll enjoy it if you're looking for a game that's just kind of chill and you like growing plants and little aliens. So yeah, and I mean that's pretty much it. Again, we got all the plant information is in this book, which it's the 64 plants. We got settings. Not too much, but there's enough. If you want to find out what you can use, it's that button, and we get the fast forward and whatnot. So that's pretty much. I mean, that is the gist of it. Overall, it's a good game. Definitely recommend. You're giving it a shot, and the link is in the description if you want to give it a shot or wishlist it. It comes out to yesterday. It came out yesterday, so it came out on the 19th. So it has a 20% off sale until the 26th. So now's a really good time to pick it up, and yes, I think you absolutely will get the value. For what you're going to pay for it. So, the end. For now.